Now on to the next letter, to the Philippians, Paul's letter to the Philippians. Now this again sounds like Paul's writing. Uh, Finally, at least there is no problem with that. Right in the first chapter, he two times claims that the end of the world will happen in his lifetime. So thank you very much. Goodbye to this letter. It seems that this is the first letter that was written in the Roman captivity, what is mentioned in the Acts of the Apostles. That is the very end of it. Apart from the again the oh you are good at this greetings part and the rude language, there is another thing that suggests that it was written by Paul, and that is that he says he volunteered to be a martyr if necessary, but if there is one chance to avoid that fate, he will use that. So that is very much like Paul. He volunteers, but he don't want to fulfill his promise. But again, he very much suggests that you should be a martyr, but send him money. So don't forget to send him money. Now in chapter 2, verse 6, in the form of God, well, I don't know what that means. It isn't necessarily to understand anything in this letter or in the Bible, but that is an interesting thing. So if you want to comment that verse, I would greatly accept that. Sorry. And now there is that this verse that says that Yahweh will force everyone to worship Jesus, whether they want it or not. That's much about free will. Now there are again matches in Paul's life with Jesus' life, claimed life, because this is very much like that Jesus was originally Paul. He says his life will be also a sacrifice for his people, just like Jesus, a scapegoat sacrifice. Yes, he very much says that. Now he sent Timothy there, and he expects more letters because he is boring in there where he expresses his hope that to visit these people soon. Well, who knows how long was Paul's captivity in the Romans and how it really ended, because yet no one found the actual historical record on the trial of Paul, and the oral tradition is at best dubious as ever. Paul also hints that we Christians are all hunted by others. Well, if he didn't harass all the other religions, then life would be easier for him, you know. Now there is another match that Paul was from the Benjaminite tribe, Jesus was from the Benjaminite city, it is claimed, and then the original thing about the Benjaminites also mentions the tribe, well, not the Benjaminite tribe, but Benjaminite called person, but you know, that's just another thing. They always handle these verses with too much independence anyway in the New Covenant. Paul was also circumcised, but he never suggested that it is necessary. He mentions some dogs, but it seems he refers with that to the Jews, according to the other things he mentioned in that verse, line or something. He mentions the Book of Life. Isn't that an Egyptian word with the Book of Death? He claims that his God is the most intelligent. He's more intelligent than anything else. Well, at least we know something about the Christian God. Oh yes, and believe and do whatever Paul says, preaches. Paul seems to have his own personality cult, like Jesus. Also, he refers that the Christians are omnipotent and they are given everything by the God, so they don't have to work or do anything to stay alive. Yes, and now I promised some things about Satan. Now, back in the Old Covenant, Satan was the Son of God, an angel who was obedient to God, or with some interpretation you can call that he tempted God, well, in Job. Now in the New Covenant, he is sent by God, of course, Yahweh, to tempt Jesus, which is very much interesting if Jesus is ever God, Yahweh. Now, in Paul's letters, it is mentioned that Yahweh corrupts Satan, so Satan goes as corrupts the humans. Then Satan, of course, will be punished for that, but it doesn't seem that fair to me. All the blame goes on Elohim. Sorry, pal. Now that was what I wished to mention about the Satan thing. I think just one fast check. Oh yeah, you have to fight the devil, sorry, not the devil, the Satan, if you are a good little believer of Christianity. So don't forget that. Don't leave at home your shield and your helmet too, because those are mentioned too. And I think you can bring your sword as Jesus suggested. Now I run out of time, so goodbye for now too.